Hello, Money Queens and listeners. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions. Let's meet the women behind the millionaires, the women supporting, guiding, celebrating women with their wealth. You will hear from women millionaires, how they got there, what they wish they had known, what got them to be a millionaire, the emotional side, the spiritual side, the practical side of wealth. You'll also get to meet the women behind the scenes helping make it happen. Let's dive into Women Behind the Millions. I am Jessica Weaver, your host, bestselling author of 3 books, wealth advisor, and founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. Let's start meeting the women. Hello, Money Queens. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions, where we talk all about power, prosperity, and the color pink. You know it, and I know you don't want to miss another one of our episodes. So jump on our calendar, our newsletter. Make sure that you see the rest of the women. This season is all about the She Nailed It ladies, women who are in real estate and going from valleys to victory. So the QR code right there on your screen, you can grab onto our newsletter list and get all the ins and outs, the behind scenes look at wealth, growing it, building it, protecting it. I am really excited for tonight's show. We have one of our new best-selling authors, Katica Esteves. She's the founder of Reneww Design, a luxury interior design studio in Chester, New Jersey, where I live too. She is a fellow mom in the town. She's known for crafting the personal blueprint of a home, transforming everyday spaces into timeless sanctuaries that reflect her clients' stories. By blending meaningful storytelling with effortless luxury, Kat redefines what it means to truly live beautifully. And ladies, we know when we are in a space that makes us feel good, whether it's calm or peaceful, exciting, igniting, it changes everything. I've known that at work. Even every once in a while, you get that itch. You need to shake things up. You need new energy in the space. It gets the creative juices flowing. So let's talk design today. Let's bring her to the stage. Hello, Kat. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being on the show tonight. There she is, ladies.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, and I'm excited for tonight and talk more about you, your work, and your chapter. What was it like being a part of the book, She Nailed It?
I've always wanted to write something in this capacity. I mean, I mentioned in my chapter that I did write a lot of poetry growing up. So doing this chapter was something that it just felt like home. Like this is where I'm meant to be right now.
I love that. So you've been a part of poetry. Where did that stem from?
I think that, growing up, we both have daughters and, I'm sure you remember growing up too, there's just a lot of emotions you just don't know how to control. And it was kind of like my outlet. Wow.
Writing can be so therapeutic.
Yes. Yeah.
Before it. So processing and yes, and getting in a young age, getting into journaling, poetry, and that creative flow that we don't have as much in that traditional school system.
Right.
Either. Is great. So writing felt like home. That's really beautiful. Very poetic of you. I am not good at poetry at all. When people, just using these different words that we don't typically think of and how it completely changed the tone, the narrative, it can be so beautiful. So you've always had this creative side to you, huh, Kat?
I've always had a creative side. Growing up, I never knew exactly what field to get into. I mean, my dad is a biochemist or was a biochemist. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she always did some type of design around the house. And I grew up around it. And we'd always constantly redo my room. I can't even tell you how many times. It was like blue and pink and purple. But she would always go along with it. And design has always been a part of who I am since childhood.
And very bonding to be able to do that with your mother.
Yes.
Wow. But you didn't go right into design.
No, I did not.
Where did you start your career?
So I did work in design, but in fashion design. I worked in apparel for many years. And then I worked within the supply chain doing sourcing. So I have that strong sourcing background. And then I landed where I am today.
Well, you go a little bit more in depth in your chapter because it wasn't a straight road to it. And there was a moment that kind of forced you to pick a direction with it. So take us into, you were doing balancing two jobs at one point, your corporate career, and then this love for design started to really become a business.
Yes.
What was that like? Where were you at stage of life, children, before children?
Yep. So I just had my second child in 2019, and I went back to work and I was like, what am I doing here? I'm like, this is not what I love, and then COVID hit a couple of months later. And at the time, my mom started, she began living with us, and we had a lot of time to talk. And I'm like, you know what? The world has slowed down. Like, we can do this. Let's try and do this. We have so much time on our hands. Let's see what this looks like. So that we officially launched our business in 2021, and we picked up some momentum. And it's challenging because you have a full-time job and you're trying to have the best customer service in your design business. So I would wake up sometimes at 4 a.m, even earlier, and I wouldn't go to bed until after midnight trying to balance both jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can do that when you're passionate about something.
Exactly. And then you have little kids who wake up in the middle of the night. So I think back to, I'm like, I don't know how I did that.
Survival. Yes. And then survival. I can't get your husband's a first responder.
Yes. He works for New Jersey State Police. Yes. Mm-hmm.
For it too. What was your mother's role in this business? You said you were living together. You were talking about it as well.
Well, I feel like her role is more like in the details. I come up with the concept, colors, design, and she'll come in and she'll accessorize it. I call her the accessory queen. She has a real eye for that, and that's definitely her strong suit.
Oh, fantastic. Great pairing of both of you together. How many times have you redone your daughter's rooms?
Actually, I am my older daughter. I'm in the middle of, towards the end of redoing her room for the third time.
For the third time. And she is 8, 9?
Yeah, she's on 9. Yeah.
So every few years.
What's that?
Every few years.
Every few years. Yeah. And I see the talent in her. She loves to organize. I'm telling you, her closet looks better than mine.
Oh, she needs to come to my house. Or she needs to teach my daughter our families, more importantly. That's huge.
Yeah.
What do you think are the big struggles people face when they're going to design something?
They don't know where to start. They don't know how much things cost. I hear a lot from people, a room is really going to cost that much to design. And I'm like, well, think about it. Like, look around your room and, look at every single piece around your room. What did each piece cost you? Are you looking to refurnish the whole entire room? Are you looking to keep some pieces? So I think that, people knowing their budget is definitely a struggle.
Budgets first.
Yeah.
I would say. And being realistic on the budget.
Yeah, being realistic, budget. And like I said, they don't know where to start.
So let's say I want to redo my dining room.
Yep.
Okay, I come to you. What does that process look like?
So I would come to your home. We would walk the space together. And I would say, Jess, in your dining room, how do you want to feel in here? Do you want like a sense of gathering? Do you entertain? Like, what feelings do you want to feel in this room? And you would answer what you answer. And
what would I want to Yeah, I guess entertain, peaceful, definitely family, not that stuffy. Probably the dining rooms that we grew up with where yes, stuffy. Don't go in there. You're going to spill something.
Yeah, those rooms. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. So you get an idea, what do we want this room to feel like?
Feel in your space. Yeah. How do you want to feel in your space? Exactly.
And then after you get a sense of that for your clients, what comes next?
So we talk about, the scope of work, and I send them a proposal. then we get down to design. I usually send my clients a questionnaire, a little bit about them. I kind of have an idea of already the direction they want to go in terms of design, but I like to have it on paper, because some things come up and they surprise you. So we go into what we call a concept and budget review. And at that time, we lay out, the concept of a room, like the plan, the layout of the room, and also, mood boards, color schemes, what we're thinking to do in there. And then we have an idea of where we are in the budget. That way the client can come back and say, you know what, we're right on track, or maybe we need to pull back here. Then we have an idea, before we move forward into like the final design. Once we get the okay for the concept and the budget, we go into what we call the final design. And that's where we do everything from, soup to nuts, color, furnishings, fixtures, you name it. We've sourced every single piece for your space. And we present that to our clients. And we like to bring like tons of samples so that way you can get your hands on them. You can touch, feel, see, and just give your feedback on what we've chosen for your space.
What's your favorite part of the whole process, would you say?
Well, I love imagining what it could be. It's so fun for me. Like I get so inspired by what something could be.
So all the different possibilities just kind of run through your head.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like a blank slate. What would you say to couples that can't agree on a style or a mood? They're at odds. Are you a mediator?
Luckily, I haven't been, but there is a possibility for anything. So you can take two styles and you can marry it into one. That's what makes the spaces like uniquely theirs, because it's a fusion of maybe somebody likes farmhouse and somebody likes modern, or whatever it is. You can definitely fuse it together.
Who are your ideal clients, would you say? Are you working with the first-time home buyers and they have a hodgepodge of things, people who are downsizing, or they're just ready to upgrade?
So I've a lot of young homeowners that just bought their first house. We do a lot of space planning for them. And then most of our clients are have children who are off to college, and they're like, well, this is our space now. This is what we really want.
This is what I always wanted.
Yes. So we've been seeing a lot of that.
Very nice. Are they downsizing or just recreating?
Recreating.
In their space. I don't need the playroom anymore. We can do something fun with this.
Yeah.
We're grown up. We don't have to worry about stains,
yes,
cereal, crumbs everywhere, toys.
Yep.
And whatnot. All right. Well, let's take a look at the book She Nailed It before we dive even more into Kat's journey into interior design. Let's take a look, ladies. In life, we all face valleys, moments of pain, challenge, and struggle. But it's what we do in those moments that defines us. She Nailed It, inspiring stories of going from valley to victory, brings together powerful women who turned adversity into strength and strength into purpose. Led by Danette Galvis, with chapters from inspiring voices including Terry DeGrande, Erica Butler, Corey Beth Lepowski, Teresa Todd, Catherine Sorensen, Katica Esteves, Christina Good, Denise Sandkamp, Megan McDermott, Kristen Williams, and Jessica Weaver. These stories will inspire you to believe in your own comeback, reminding us all that victory is always possible. She Nailed It, inspiring stories of going from valley to victory. Available now on Amazon. One book, countless stories of hope. Get your copy today. That is the newest best-selling book of Pink Fix Productions. We are back with Katica Esteves of Reneww Design, one of our contributing authors of the book. In your chapter, Kat, you talk a lot about the role God has played in your career path. And even this one moment of a car that was a big symbol for the next move in your business. Can you take us into this story?
So, like I, like I mentioned, I always liked writing. And when I had the chance to be part of this book, I was like, is this the right move for me? And I had a conversation with God in the car on the way to get my children from camp. I'm like, if I'm meant to be a part of this book, show me a purple car that's like undeniably purple. Like I can't mistake it for being purple. That's driving, not parked. And the drive is so short. It's like 5-7 minutes maybe. And I think after the last word left my mouth, I saw a purple car. I was like, oh, okay.
That fast?
That fast. And I just started laughing to myself. I was like, okay. And, I picked up the girls. I came home and I saw another purple car. I was like, I get it.
We're reaffirming. We're doubling down on this pink car. To do it. How about in other areas of your work? Are you bringing God into it? You talk a lot about your process and intuition and the feeling of a room. Do you feel God in your designs?
I do. I think from a young age, I've always had a gift as like an empath. I've always felt other people's energies. I'm lucky enough that God gave me that gift. So I do work that into my designs a lot, and I can read people. Even you had mentioned earlier, if couples don't agree on a style, like you always pick on the energy in the room, and when people are talking to you and explaining to you what they want.
Mm-hmm. Word too. Yeah. How are you different? And we've had conversations about this where you're really feeling into the energy of a space. What does this process look like and how are you different than a typical interior decorator? Because it sounds very different to me.
Well, I'd like to think that no two homes that we design are alike. And that's because no two families live alike. Mm-hmm. So our process is to find the details and kind of find the story behind our client and then use those details to tell their story. And that's what we call the personal blueprint of our home, of a home. And that means that we don't follow any trends. We focus on building a strong foundation and blending that with functionality and storytelling and what we like to call effortless luxury. And when you put that all together, that formula really creates something beautiful and timeless and deeply personal.
Yeah, so
each client.
The trend or the fads, I like that timeless, effortless luxury. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Where could people start? Where should they start? And I want to redo a room. What are they figuring out? What's that first step?
Well, I think if they want to redo a room, like I said, like how do you want to feel in that space?
Right.
So when you start there, and you understand and start to cultivate those feelings, everything else starts to fall into place. Your colors, your textures, your furnishings.
Makes sense. Yeah, very true. Do I want it serene? Do I want it to ignite me and give me some energy back? Or want it peaceful? Part two. Very nice. Well, we're encouraging you all, click on this QR link, go to the YouTube episode featuring Kat, ask her questions. She's going to answer them for you. Ask her all the design questions that you have. Where do I start? How do I figure out a budget? All of that. And guess what? You get to win some Pink Fix merch. Let's take a look at what's available. Welcome to the Pink Fix Shop, where rebels, trailblazers, and legacy builders find their voice in every sip, stitch, and page. From best-selling tees to manifesting mugs, every item is designed to spark conversation and celebrate your story. Start building your legacy in style, only at pinkfixproductions.com. We are back with Kat. Leave her questions, comments on her YouTube episode, and you get a chance to win some Pink Fix merch, including that trucker hat, which is, I think, the big favorite of all the merch stuff here. Kat, what are some big no-nos when people are redoing their rooms and decorating?
I think just buying without intention, like seeing something that they love and there's no like strategy behind it.
Like, this looks like a good deal. I like it. I don't know how it fits in, but I'm going to bring it home with me.
Yeah, it becomes very PC if you're not really sure what to do with it. And it might be the wrong piece, especially, for example, with artwork, there's, I want to say there's like a strategy behind that. So it doesn't feel like it's just floating in a wall. So yeah, I think just buying, pieces here and there and not really knowing what to do with it, but it just looks pretty in the store.
Yes, everything looks prettier in the store.
I do.
Well, make included. It always looks better on the rack, and you get it home. Like, really questioning myself here. Yeah, would you say, like, we have the HGTV shows, home goods. It feels like interior design is more accessible than ever in the resources. Are people then overstimulated and there's all different designs coming into one?
Well, I think that, especially on TV, it's not realistic. I mean, sometimes I hear the budgets on TV. I'm like, what?
Thank you. I'm the same today. I mean, how many years ago was this? Was this 2013?
Right. I'm like, how is that possible? So, yeah, I feel like it definitely can be overstimulating. And, if you don't know, like I said, if you don't know the direction you're going in your design and what, feelings you want to evoke in your home, it can be very difficult.
Oh, sure. Yes. And it can feel like a hodgepodge.
It does. Yes, it does.
Things happening. The artwork I feel I struggle the most with. Like, do you invest in good pieces? I'm not a big art person. My mom is. She used to come into our school to teach us about like Picasso, Monet, all the famous artists. For it too. I get stumped there. Is artwork a necessity? Do you use family pictures instead? Like,
I think it all depends on, what the person wants. Like, I'll give you an example. In one home that we recently did, it was like a coastal theme home. And there was some family photos, but we incorporated a lot of art that gave you that serene and calm feeling within our home. And now we're currently working on a project where this couple, their children just went off to college and they are well-traveled. They have a lot of pieces that they've collected over their travels. So they have a lot of things they want to display. So I don't need to go in and purchase art. I'm using what they have and kind of reassembling it in a way that makes sense.
Yes, that I love that idea of bringing things from your travels, and then you think about that trip every time you look at that piece,
right?
A memory. But then on the other hand, what you were just saying, it could feel very
PC.
Yes, yeah. Or in the pieces put together. So yeah, he needs somebody like you who has an eye for that. And how does it come together to look cohesive and intentional? It's huge. Well, Kat, we just have one more question for you today. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What makes you a woman behind the millions?
What makes you a woman behind the millions?
Well, I think having a passion in something that you love, monetarily making millions is one thing, but, living your dream is another. And I think that's what makes me a woman behind the millions.
And would it good design make you feel like $1 million? It's kind of like when you put on that outfit and you feel like, I feel good in this outfit.
You do. And when your home is like at peace and put together in a way that makes you feel good, you feel like $1 million there too.
Yes. How many times do you look at that one spot in your house and you're like, oh, if I could only do this. Every single person has that room. I don't care if it's a brand new house. There's a neglected spot. And you think about it every time. So wouldn't it feel amazing for that to be then become your favorite room? Or yes. You feel like $1 million. So let's think about that space and how Kat can come in and transform that space so you feel like $1 million in it. Let's manifest that, ladies. That's for help. for it too. Thank you so much for being on, Kat, and for being part of She Nailed It and being so vulnerable in the chapter. A lot of women can relate with the balancing two jobs and trying to figure out, I need the steady paycheck of this, but my passion is here. And how can I take that leap? And you are an inspiration for that. And I would say that makes you a woman behind the millions in and of itself.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you all so much. Let's get her back up here. Check out her chapter and She Nailed It. Thank you all, Money Queens, for tuning in to another episode of Women Behind the Millions. We'll see you next week when we have another woman from our newest best-selling book, She Nailed It. I just love that title. Can't say it enough for it too. All right, ladies, we'll see you next week.
Hey, Money Queens, looking to get your wealth to that next level, 7, 8, 9 figures? Follow us on Instagram at PinkFixMyMoney and at Women's Wealth Boutique for more millionaire money tips.